Oh, hello, everyone. Well, I thought it would be funny, so, well, here we are. We're gonna be doing the little reaction this time. So, we're gonna be reacting to the Dead by Daylight anniversary event. Yeah. So, things are gonna be crazy. So, let's do this. And we're gonna have some fellas over here, Punk and Creeps, as well, reacting. So, yeah. Let's go.
Hello. My problem is just like I can't like 100% react to it
Yeah, I know. You
and
already
if
saw.
yes, I woke up, I was like rushing to get my coffee and breakfast and I'm like the stream, the stream, the stream and then like there's a lot of stuff in here. And uh I spoiled like a decent amount of it, but there's still a lot.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see it.
All right. So everybody ready? You got your face cam or something on?
Oh, the best I have is where is it? This one.
So okay. So if we're gonna I'm gonna close it then. I'll close mine.
Yeah, let's go for it. So,
All right.
what are you expecting before we watch it? Creeps
Uh,
or something you would like to say, Punk?
I've for reference, I've already seen this, so my reaction is not going to be like mind blowing. I'm
Yeah,
just in here because I want you guys to see this and I want you to see hype. All right.
yeah.
So if I'm not, so if my reaction is not like over the top, then you guys already know. For full transparency,
And what do you think Creeps is gonna be?
I hope it's good.
uh, it's good. I'm gonna spoil it. It is good.
Of course, it's the one thing that everyone was waiting, and so many players gonna join. So, you want me to start from the countdown part, or you want me to just go
Are you
start?
seriously gonna make us wait 10 minutes just to start the stream?
Come on, just, I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes some people would say maybe
The
just
the
giving the option.
intro the intro does have something interesting if you haven't seen it, because there's something that we'll see it. We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, let's do this, I guess. So here it starts. The stream, not stream.
This might be the best one yet.
You guys
Intense
are
screaming.
able to hear it, right?
Yeah, I hear it.
A very strong focus on quality of life.
I found Dead by Daylight and instantly it became a home. Thank you.
Look at the hype train, bro.
Yep. Very hype.
Go.
All right, I want you to stop right there. Pause. Go back a couple seconds because I want to show something to you guys.
Where?
Just a little bit back, like after the unknown pops up. I'll tell you to pause.
Okay.
All right. All right.
This might be the best one yet.
It's at the end of it. Just give it a sec.
A very strong focus on quality of life.
I found Dead by Daylight and instantly it became a home. Thank you.
Thank all of you.
All right,
Yeah.
play it for a couple seconds more.
All right.
Pause.
They doing like the Marvel thing, I'd say.
Yes, look directly up above the Dead by Daylight logo.
This one.
Wraith is in third person.
Oh,
Ooh, oh yeah.
wait. Let me.
The only killer that's in third person in Dead by Daylight
It's
is
checking.
Chucky.
Haven't they said something about that?
So there could be another game mode that could be coming out where it's switched perspectives.
Oh,
Killers in third person, survivors are in first person.
yeah. That would be funny. Imagine trying to see yourself in front of a Myers.
Oh,
You know
sure.
what
Like,
where.
let me play Survivor and let me just deep throat this generator real quick.
Bro, I haven't even thought about that.
But yeah, like, Wraith is right there. He's in third person.
Oh, yeah, bro.
All right. So
Uh,
that
but,
that was one of the things that I noticed immediately when I watched the trailer.
bro, you took really well.
Oh yes. During this time, because this stream happened at 11, I was psycho analyzing everything.
Look at that.
Remember, I was in the FNAF community before I was in Dead by Daylight, so I was like looking at every pixel on the freaking screen.
The lore.
Yes, my literal like name on YouTube besides Punk was for lore reasons.
Look at that, bro.
So yeah, all right, we can get back to it.
Yeah,
I just wanted to share that.
A very strong focus on quality of life.
I found Dead by Daylight and
the thing I
instantly became a
saw
home. Thank you.
is the fact that they are just making comebacks from the other anniversary events and live streams, and the
Yeah,
reaction to the new DLC.
yeah, but I also want to point another thing out. Uh, this like upcoming like
Is the
this
biggest
chapter,
one.
right?
Supposed to be the biggest
It's
one.
oh yeah, like every year they have to like try to one up themselves, but what people have to understand is like they're making a huge step of quality of life, which I appreciate. However, this particular patch right now is very buggy. A lot of killers are currently bugged.
Yeah, I saw
So,
that. Heard from someone in a little
yeah.
talk
So
spot.
while I appreciate them like doing a lot of quality of life, what I would recommend for them to do is if they have to delay the update for a couple of days to make sure that they do some proper bug tests before they release a chapter, that would go a long way because the last thing people want to do is like start a new chapter and then all of a sudden I can't play Demogorgon because something's broken. Okay, I can't play Demogorgon. Let me play Singularity. Oh, Singularity's broken.
There's also the fact that when, let's say, the DLC, you buy it and there's the PTB, they want to keep up the hype to not like have making people download the PTB to be able to play. And when it comes out eventually to the game normally, the hype might have been gone by the time everything has been announced and content creators showing up and making content videos about it. It's a bit
Well,
of I'd say, a thin line that they are just trying to cross, from my perspective.
it, the the concept of the player test build is kind of a double-edged sword because not everybody has access to it. It's only the people that are on PC that have access to the player test build.
And you have to download it, the game, over again. You're not up to be able to play it. That's also
Yeah,
one thing.
Yeah, like you would have to constantly like switch between live versus PTB, and like for the PTB, it's one of those situations where you play like maybe one or two matches, and then you're just like, okay, I think I got enough. And then a lot of the changes that happen in PTB, they tend to get tweaked
And normally the people
tremendously.
just play as the killer that got changed or just got released, and then the whole queuing up and waiting for a match. That also puts on pressure. I'd say.
The the only way you realistically could like play the PTB and have an enjoyable time is if you have like four other people that are critically online and in this game so that you can play games,
Yeah,
which
that's true.
it's it's pretty. Oh, Creeper stepped up.
He left.
uh,
Yeah, he left.
should he like wait for him to come back? Oh,
He
all
says
right,
some.
he'll be back in 40 minutes.
Yeah, there's an hour till it finished, so I guess it's fine.
We could continue and like we'll just catch him up like later,
Yeah,
because
that's
that's
fine.
that's that's technically what I'm doing with you guys right now.
Yeah, it's
All
fine.
right.
It's fine. So
So yeah, the concept of the PTV is like a double-edged sword. It's like it generates and builds hype, but at the same time, there's like so many changes that happen between the PTB and the live servers that it can like turn a character into a completely different character by the time it goes to live.
you can see that with the Houndmaster. That's her name, if I remember.
Oh, no, the Houndmaster, when she was released on the PTV, she was
She
so
wasn't that.
buggy.
Yeah, but afterwards they buffed her a bit, and then afterwards they nerfed her back.
It wasn't a nerf. It was just basically making the dog vault window speeds make more sense. It wasn't a nerf. It was more of a visual change.
Yeah,
All right.
let's go then.
Mm-hmm.
Not DVD 9 anniversary event live May 9.
I love how the first thing that pops up is Konami and not behavior.
Exactly. Of course, Matthew showing up.
Hi. Hello. Folks, we got a show for you. They're still coming.
Oh yeah,
That,
come on in. There's still room. Pyramid heads at the back there.
oh, wow.
Hi.
Pyramid Head reference.
Only there was no shot someone
So,
wouldn't
in
be
the biz, they
cosplaying.
call that a hype trailer.
I mean, there's a
See
person wearing
that
a
it worked?
spring
I
track.
felt pretty
Oh, there's
hyped coming out
Unknown.
of that.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today for Dead by Daylight's 9th anniversary live stream spectacular from PAX East in Boston, Massachusetts.
Boston.
This is one of my favorite events every year, but I haven't
The
been here for a
Unknown
good
staring to the
decade.
camera.
What's happening? I don't. Oh, is the unknown? Is the unknown here?
Unknown's here.
It is.
It's a great event. I used to live in Boston, Massachusetts. But
The
for
person
some
with
reasons
the
out of our
spring trap
control, I
mask.
haven't come for a number of years.
Yep.
There was a global thing that happened.
He knew.
But yeah, PAX has always been
Everyone
very special
was
for
just
us. It's not
basically
only is it an
almost
amazing
jumping
place to
from
be,
their
it's
seats,
just
looking,
awesome to be
just
with our
waiting.
people here. But
Oh yeah,
it's
like
where it all
everybody's
began for
excited.
us, right?
Like
It is.
I already
9
watched this
years
and I'm
ago, we had
excited
the
for
smallest
because I
little
know
booth
what's
you can
coming.
get in the corner there,
And the
then
fact
we
that
showed
it
our little
got
game to
the
people.
least
Um,
amount of
we
leaks
we didn't
compared
have
to
much back then.
other
We were a team of 30
DLCs.
people. We
That's
had a dream. We had
something to add even
stars in our
more.
eyes.
Look at that.
Yeah, because behavior
Wowzers.
decided to
Oh,
crack down
jiggity,
on
jiggity.
DVD leaks and other like
But we had
leaks
this little
on Reddit
gem
and
of a
whatnot.
game, you know, this
Yeah.
strange
Only for
symmetrical
IGN to
multiplayer
leak
game where
something.
4
When you say it like that, bro.
I
I'd
see it like
say
that.
I'd say that Scott himself was pressing on that as well.
Oh yeah, like when it came to like stuff related to FNAF, it was like extremely tight lit. Like there was nothing.
Because
Like
they
people were
knew Scott would be doing something or changing up stuff. They did look at, so I think it was more of a threat and a bit of a risk itself by leaking or trying it.
like it was one of those situations where like when it comes to Five Nights at Freddy's, like pretty much everybody knew it was probably going to be Springtrap, but there's like so many other characters that are in the FNAF lore that could have been interesting choices. But then again, remember the killer for the chapter is Springtrap, but
Yes.
that doesn't necessarily mean that there isn't going to be other cosmetics for the killers and survivors.
Yeah. To the point that you can remember the Pokemon Go version of FNAF, the one in the phone. I'd say there is or would have a lot of cosmetics for other killers and the Springtrap himself, the man behind the
The,
slaughter.
the thing about like special delivery is that there's like so many different cosmetics that I'm not even sure if that would be even classified. Well, it's a fun game, but I wouldn't classify it as canon. Like
Yeah,
it's just but here's my thing. I'm gonna like give a prediction, right? It's it's safe to say that when we talk about killers that are probably going to get cosmetics that's related to FNAF, Legion might get Vanny from Security Breach,
yeah.
and
Or I was more thinking they would do that for Springtrap, but it's more of a 50-50 in my head, I'd say.
maybe because it wouldn't make any sense to have a character that's human, because Vanny is human, behave like an animatronic. So I would say maybe Vanny would probably be Legion,
Because they
and I
also
would
announced his power, correct? Or no?
no.
Oh,
Nothing about power, nothing about perks. They mentioned that there's going to be some sort of mechanic that's tied to the actual killer. Uh but I am getting ahead of myself. Like the live, you are watching the live stream. This is your first time reacting to it,
yes,
so I don't want to spoil.
sir.
So I'm not going to spoil it. Sorry.
Alright, alright. That's fine. It's gonna be a bit slow in this first intro section, I'd say. So
Yeah, it's basically like the developers that are essentially like reminiscing their time on PAX.
yeah, looking at
Uh,
it back, this 9 years.
if you want, you can kind of like fast forward it to like quality of life. If you want to just get to the nitty gritty details instead of intro.
Would be the road map tool in L, right?
Yep, that's the one.
Alright. I am really curious to see what's gonna be.
And now we'll welcome Justin Brown and Jose Ramos.
Let's put up the.
Welcome, guys.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Jose is our executive producer on Dead by Daylight. He's a vice president as well, for people who care about that sort of thing. Justin is our senior director of product management. If you don't know what that means, he cares a ton about the game, actually. He's kind of one of the main people that my team talks
Imagine.
to from the community team to
People care about their video game?
That's why they're here.
Impossible.
Because, yes, we have the content roadmap that we're going to talk about, which is cool and new stuff.
That's gonna be juicy.
More importantly to me, quality of life.
Yes,
Quality of life
very
initiative
juicy.
couldn't have happened without this.
I already have a
Yes,
bunch of theories.
Absolutely. It is one way
Really?
to my very first live stream, so that's
We'll
pretty
we'll
amazing.
we'll circle back to that.
Thank you, thank you.
When we get there, we'll
Cool.
circle to that.
Sure, sure.
I will tell my kids that there were 12,000 people also. That's something like that. So yeah, as you said,
I'll
I think,
let you know when
we
to
want
pause.
to give you a sneak peek of
For sure.
our content roadmap
When
leading
you
up
wanna
to
say
the 10th
something,
year
just tell me
anniversary,
to pause it
which is
and
crazy
I do
just
it.
to say it.
All right.
We will also give you an update on our quality of life efforts, as you mentioned, something incredibly important for us, hopefully for you, and we'll make sure to give you all the details.
Yes, of course. And before we dive in, I just want to give a quick shout out, a thank you to the incredible Dead by Daylight team back home. It is because of their hard work and passion that we're able to deliver this content and this quality
It's funny
year
that's
after
not
year.
on
Shout
Canada
out to the
they
DVD
are
team.
doing this.
PAX East, so that's like a
Watching
U.S. thing.
while they work, I hope. So, sorry, that's loud. I told everyone they can go do quiet mic. I'm very loud. Why don't we talk about some of the highlights of the past year, Jose, real quickly?
Yeah, for sure. So a lot
Is
of
that
highlights, of course, I
Kaneki they
think
are using as
the
a
main
shirt?
focus was to bring things that you
No,
have
that's a
wanted for
trapper
many,
mask. I
years.
believe that's
I think
cut
the
in
main one, of
half.
course, is 2v8.
Oh,
So bringing 2v8 to life was something that we really wanted to achieve. Cross progression is
Yeah, Death
something
is
that
on
also we
escape,
waited
and
for a
it's
very long
Trapper's
time,
mask
and
cut
that
in
now you can
half.
have. From a content standpoint, I think between Vecna, Dracula, Killer with a Dog, but also the very most recent chapter that we released
Killer with the dog.
with Tokyo Ghoul was one of the most popular chapter ever, really, that we have had, and it was quite amazing for us.
And I think you're a big anime fan, so you.
wait, they're talking about Kaneki, right?
Yeah, they were talking about the fact that the Tokyo Ghoul so far was the most popular chapter, at least in terms of killers, like the most popular chapter that was released so far.
Yeah.
Probably felt.
Yeah, and honestly, not only that, but the way we managed to bring the anime into the art sale of DBD, I think the team made really an amazing job. Yeah, that was
They
really,
used
really cool.
Attack on
Shout out to our
Titan
anime
as a
fans.
basis, I'd say.
Many of them.
Our anime fans in Boston.
We don't talk about that. That
Massachusetts.
doesn't exist anymore.
Thank you for indulging me.
But also, you know, this chapter gave us a chance, an excuse to travel to Japan for the first time in a very long time. It was long overdue. I think Dave, Matt, and the rest of the team spent really quality time
They
with
went
them,
to
and that's
Japan
really what we want
to
to do a
the
bit more.
Yeah,
You know, spending
chapter,
time
really.
with our community, going
Yeah,
to
they did
events
the
like this
chapter
one, and more to
reveal
come. We
in
were in Scotland
Japan.
recently. We were in Sao Paulo for
Really?
Gamescom
I didn't even
Latam
know
just
that.
last week, and again, we
Yes,
will be there
behavior
in more events
moves
to come.
around quite a lot.
Yeah, and to not confuse you, actually
Interesting.
did release another chapter after Tokyo Ghoul just this week with the unshakable EMT Orella Rose, which is very cool.
What?
They were talking about the new Survivor that just came out a couple days ago.
Oh, I see. Okay. I was
They're
thinking,
going to be playing the trailer, so you could kind of just skip ahead if you haven't already seen it.
no, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, then you can just like.
Though I imagine most of you have seen it already, we're still going to take just a minute to watch her amazing trailer. So,
Let's
I got you. You're gonna be all right.
Steady pulse. Double reaction to the cross of wind.
Mm-hmm.
This cannot possibly be real. My name is Orella. I'm here to help.
DVD Anime 1.
Look at that. They are looking forward to a movie, if I'm correct.
yeah.
A movie, a TV show, I think, some sort.
That's gonna be fun to
We
see.
got to do
Something similar
a
to
lot of fun
Minecraft. One I'd say.
teasers for Arella, so it was really cool to see people kind of.
Please
falling
don't
over her
remind
before
me
they
of the
even knew who
chicken
she
jockey.
was. So we know
La 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 la.
people like teasers. We've heard that, so we're gonna try to keep doing more teasers in the future. So thank you.
You get any
And one last.
bring right session from that? Sorry.
I know you're just recording this and you're probably going to chop this up into like different segments for your video or something, but to all the people that work at movie theaters, I am so sorry for what you have to go through on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
really. You do seem to have an experience with it, for sure.
No, No, it's just I'm very sympathetic. I've seen the videos of what goes on in the movie theaters, especially with that chicken jockey scene, and I'm like, bro, the people that are working at that movie theater, they're gonna hand in their resignation in the next couple hours.
It's just like the tsunami hitting the shores.
Oh no, it's not even like a tsunami. It's like basically watching the Titanic sink, but the difference is instead of like it's sinking, just sinking, right? It's sinking into a pit of lava. It's not water. It's not sinking in water. It's sinking in lava.
Popcorn and soda as well, it's rolling on top.
Twizzlers, Skittles, M&Ms, and just
All of the sort.
some random guy tossed his nachos across the room.
Don't forget the real chicken.
Uh,
Okay, okay.
my deepest condolences to the movie theater workers.
Well, they're getting paid out extra at
Thing about
least,
Arella,
I'd say.
actually, I think you see it on the screen right now. Very, very, very happy we're able to do this. We're running a charity initiative right now based on Arella with the St. Joseph
Charity.
Foundation in Montreal. They help sick kids.
Yep.
So it's running already in game. It's going until the 27th of May. All you have to do, if you haven't already, is purchase one or both of those beautiful outfits in the game with orc cells, please, orc cells.
Yeah, yeah,
100%
yeah, yeah.
of the proceeds are going to that amazing foundation, which was important to us. It's a local one in Montreal.
That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you. We actually have a twist coming up in that campaign, too. Stay tuned.
What
Arella marks
is
the
that?
last release of the Year 9 calendar. So we're going to dive in now to the Year 10 calendar, Justin.
That's right, and this is the time when I try to bite my tongue and not give you guys
Already?
any spoilers.
All right, pause for a second.
Let's see. Dead by Daylight roadmap to the 10th year anniversary. The 9 is gonna be crazy with FNAF. What the hell they're gonna do for the 10th, the big 10 number?
Okay, so just so you know, technically the way roadmaps work in Dead by Daylight is once we get to like the month of May, that's when the roadmap ends. So technically, year 10, we're starting year 10 now.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. And like I said, I've seen this. My FNAF brain basically just already starts working. I want you to take notice about something here.
What precisely?
Okay, so first and foremost, this is where my FNAF brain kicks in. Okay, so
Okay.
the next chapter that's coming next month is we already know it's the Five Nights at Freddy's chapter. It's
Yeah, it
all
would
right.
be this one, right? No
Yep.
killer, no
Then
map, and then would be the license to with 2 survivors and the rift,
okay.
right?
Now, not to spoil anything, because like once we get to the end, that's when we'll probably have our final thoughts and whatnot. This is where my FNAF brain kicks in.
Right. They're gonna do something with FNAF as well on DVD.
Not just that. Uh, I want you to take notice that some of the letters that are there, some letters are
They're
grayed out.
yeah, so we're gonna have a secret chapter.
It's not that it's a secret chapter, it's basically giving us a hint of what a
E
chapter.
O N E S W H O, and that's it. With I
I
V H, we just need to decode it.
I already decoded it
Oh,
because my brain already works. So if you
holy!
take, yeah, so I'll explain once we get to the end, and then I'll like we'll circle back to this. But I just want you to
Is
know that I'm observant. I see this. I
mm,
smell what's going on. I'm wearing my mask right now, but just know that there's a tinfoil hat underneath it somewhere.
oh, no need to worry. We need
All
to
right.
be like this.
So what we need to focus on right now at the very moment is that next month is going to be the FNAF chapter. July is going to be the new licensed chapter with two licensed survivors,
Survivors.
and
The
there's a
thing,
rift attached to it.
yeah, I'm really
August
curious to see what the hell does two survivors in the license chapter without the killer will mean. Understand because it's odd, I'd say, having two survivors. I understand having one
it's
like Jock Ash or I don't know.
Here's the funny thing about it.
What?
Notice how there's a rift attached
Yeah,
directly to those two survivors. So although we aren't going to get
a
new
killer
killer,
or
but we are most likely going to get
cosmetics.
cosmetics centered around that specific franchise.
Imagine if it's
Well,
just something unrelated.
it will be related. I there's like if it's a rift, it would be just a separate rift, but because it's like tied directly to the new survivors. We'll circle back to that. So for the next 3 months, what we have to worry about is June. June is the FNAF chapter.
Yeah,
July, we have the license chapter and the rift associated with that license chapter.
alongside the modifier.
August, 2v8. September, new original killer and survivor. October is going to be a
A lot of in-game events, I'd say, comparing to
yes,
others.
it's the Halloween event, and it's also going to have a rift. We have November where there's two survivors and a killer. I also have a rumor and speculation on that.
The
And
licensed or the original, I'd say.
not the original, but like everything licensed. And then
Alright,
like once we go all the way to March, then we have a new survivor and a new realm. I also have a theory on that. But again, me talking out of my cheeks, and we'll circle
nothing
back to all of
confirmed.
this.
Yeah, sure.
Nothing confirmed. It's all speculation, but my brain is working.
For sure.
All right. So back to the stream.
Let's go then.
I will say we have 5 chapters, 3 will be licensed, 2 will
I
be
can
original.
see that the
Of
behind
course, the
image
next
from the
chapter you guys already
chapters
know, it's Five Nights at
may
Freddy's.
relate to, a little hint, maybe?
Yep.
It's a killer and a map, but Dave and Matt are going to be up to talk way more about that just after us. We're going to follow that up with another licensed chapter that will feature 2 iconic survivors. I won't reveal who they are today, but you guys are going to love it for sure. And then finally,
Mm,
we're going to end the summer with an original chapter, the first one of the year. It's going to be on one of our favorite themes, which is folklore, Asian horror folklore specifically.
folklore. Mm,
Asian horror folklore.
what is that? What should that be? Maybe I'd say something to do with Russia is out of the picture, so maybe something to do with the ghosts type of thing, like Sadako in the Unreal
They they
Wraith
mentioned
and
they mentioned like Asian horror folklore. So the things that pop in, because this is the original chapter, the thing that might pop up into my head might be uh
maybe something to do with the Philippines or Indonesia, maybe?
maybe for what w- we could also might just end up getting like a sequel chapter. Like we might get another relative of like Oni and Spirit.
Yeah, that can be it as well. But I say It could be as well something related with Chinese folklore, maybe
Yeah, they did say it's Asian, so it could be like a Japanese, it could be Chinese,
Chinese
it
or
could Indonesian,
Bhutanese or
uh,
Nepalese, Indian.
a lot. Like we're talking like a lot of folklore here.
Yeah, the fact that that is the place that most of the that has most of the history and culture behind those countries individually, I'd say it's gonna be insane to see or guess, I'd say.
Yeah, for me, like with all the licensed content, I can make a speculation, but for the one that has like Asian folklore, can't pin it down.
Yeah, it's
Everything
a
else, I
broad.
can make a guess and speculation, but
Yeah, original
uh,
chapters are gonna be more hard to pinpoint than licensed ones because it's all about movies and stuff, series.
true. But the new Survivor and the new Realm, it's also original. So my guess, what's the one killer that has never gotten a map?
There's Trickster, there's uh technically Wesker, there's Kaneki that hasn't gotten a map.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to rephrase this. What is the one original killer that has not gotten a map?
Trickster.
Or that would be Trickster, right?
Yeah, but
Now, think about it. We've never gotten any Korean inspired maps.
we're gonna get a North Korean.
Yep.
That seems funny.
So, well, according to Trickster's lore and Youngjin's lore, it seems like they were in Seoul, so that was South Korea.
Yeah, yeah, I know. But
So here's my guessing. Like when it comes to like this is me just having a shot in the dark, no evidence behind it. It's pure speculation. I think sometime in March we might have a Trickster map, or it's just a completely farce, and then this like new Survivor is just coming with a new map for whatever reason.
but it
It could
wouldn't.
be the Observer.
But it wouldn't have been placed there as well in your map. The original ones.
Well, that's the interesting thing. It's specifically saying new realm. So
Yes.
that doesn't necessarily mean like when people talk about realm, they talk about like a family of maps that comes
Yes.
out of it. So
That's
that would
that.
mean if it is indeed a trickster related map, then it would probably be one map would be probably trickster themed, and then
And the
the other
other one
ones
would
would
be the.
probably
But the thing is that it's on the only one Survivor chapter, not in the one they're talking about the Korean or Asian folklore theme, I'd say. So when that.
it, it's very interesting. Like when it comes to like licensed chapters, everybody can speculate and everybody can come up with their own theories, but like when if it's 100% like original like behavior created, it's a lot more interesting because they could just do something that we never expected before.
Yeah.
All right, we've been rambling quite a bit lately. We should get back to the stream.
Yes, has been almost 40 minutes by now on the recording. So,
Oh, you're gonna be
It's
doing
going
a
to
lot of
be one of
editing.
the most
yeah,
gruesome chapters
there's
we've ever released,
an
so we
hour
cannot wait to
to
get it into your
react.
hands.
It's messy.
It's gonna
It's
be
gory.
funky to be
Very
able
messy.
to do the
We
whole
will close out the year with one big
editing
license
part of
chapter
the
with not
video,
one but
if
two
I even
Mm-hmm.
do
survivors.
that.
And the last one is actually very interesting. It's a very special chapter. You see, there is no killer in there, and that's because there will be a survivor, but also a new realm that we know you are going to love. I wish I could spoil more. It's not yet there, but we will talk about it
It's
in
not
the future.
chap.
And there
It's
will
a
also be
chapter
a twist
including only
on
a
an
survivor,
existing
right?
killer. So the point
Like
also of this is because killer requires so much effort,
the
we again
one
want to give
character that
enough
they just
space and room to
released.
the team to be able to work on those quality of life elements. That's very important for us that, we kind of focus on that.
Yes. Thank
Typically,
you for
when
the
it's a
wonderful
chapter,
segue,
it's like
Jose.
two characters
So for
being
some of you, of course,
released.
the content is what
Yes,
drives
but
you and
there's
excites
not.
you. The new
Nope,
content that comes to DBD. But
just
I
one
also think for a
character
lot of you and
or
myself
One
included,
survivor.
who
character is a
I
paragraph.
talk to the community every day. The
Yeah,
quality of the game, the quality of health of the game, is just as important as the new stuff. So
he only
that's what we're going to talk about
only took
now.
9 years
Like I said earlier,
before
I'm
they'd
really
say
psyched that
that.
this is being prioritized. As Jose just mentioned, we've even
Hmm.
taken a decision here and there to adjust the schedule of the year's releases based around doing more work on quality of life. So, Jose, why don't you take it away?
Yeah. So again, success of DBD is about the community. And so this year, what we really want is to get all that feedback, to have more conversation than ever, to apply that feedback and to improve the overall experience of DBD. We think, and we're going to show with some details, that we have made great progress, but that doesn't mean that we are not going to meet some hiccups. The last release that we just had, we know has brought bugs on some of the killers, and that's something that we want to react very quick on. There is a lot more to come that, again, we are going to give a lot of details on.
Yeah, and just to mention on this week's release, maybe a little rocky, we are holding our hot fix schedule a couple extra days so we can get more fixes into it. Still coming next week, hoping to fix as many of the bumps in the road that we ran across with this week's release.
Yeah,
Of course. And
Mhm.
if you've watched the live streams over the last couple of years, this is the moment when I would usually tell you about the 4 pillars we based our roadmap on. But this year, we're doing things differently. It's all around one central North Star, which is to make sure that Dead by Daylight is respecting our players' time. And so all of our
It's
focus
about
is really
time.
about delivering on that promise
it's
to
about
you guys as the
power.
players.
We stay hungry
Yes,
and we
and
devour.
actually I want to mention we've already started rolling out the quality of life stuff. The first major feature of it was the abandon feature, which went out last release. It was pretty well received. We got also a lot of great feedback on how we can tweak it to be even better. So it's been a cool way to kick off the initiative with a big feature that helps to address some issues.
Of course, and the most recent release, I mean, despite some of the issues that you know are already there, we did fix some critical issues. The skill check release window, which had been sort of a plague for a long time, finally resolved. The unhook spam exploit resolved. We also finally added perk previews, which we had tested a long time ago, not to be confused with seeing your survivor teammates perks, which is something we'll do later in the year as well.
Thank
and then
you.
The sort of controversial quest system. We do
Yes.
plan on monitoring that. The intention is never to make it more grindy. In fact, it should be the opposite, if anything. So we're going to look at the numbers. We're going to see if there's tweaks we have to make on the quest system. But we're really happy that you can finally make progress on more than one quest in a match, in addition to removing
Let's
that
go.
awkward pain point you've probably all experienced where you load into a match and then say, oh no, I already completed my last quest. Now I can't make any progress on any
Yeah,
quest in this
I'd
match.
say I already
It's
got
finally
this.
removed and resolved. With this new
Happened
quest
to me
system.
many times.
Cool. So we've got an asset we can
A
put
lot
up
of
on the
claps.
screen to help us for the next section.
Also, pause that for a second.
Yes. There it is.
Dead by
All right.
Daylight Phase 1 April to June upcoming quality of life updates gameplay anti-slugging surrender option already out gamma settings alright go next prevention I'm a bit scared of this one in particular
Okay,
hiding and
so
body blocking prevention that seems fine I guess spamming
mhm.
spa spam rules and maps offerings balancing okay that's all right just like creeps was doing the stream before just throwing one offering to joke go to
We kept getting spammed. Okay, for the people that are watching this possible video, there was like a time where we were just playing DVD offline and Creeper just kept spamming RPD offerings because he wanted to make a prediction where we would get Doctor in
on
RPD, but he
yes
just kept spamming RPD offerings until we got Doctor, and we still didn't get Doctor.
and none of us really got this or even noticed that this was happening in the first place and then just looked dumbfounded afterwards.
The entire time it was just constant like spamming of offerings. Now, Here's my thing. Before we like go to like the quality of life section, I want to point out something about the go next prevention.
Yeah,
You
I
have
made
some
a whole comments. I made a whole thing explaining my point of view on that. But okay, go on.
Yep. Okay. So here's my thing about the whole go next prevention thing. There is absolutely nothing more that annoys me as both a killer and a survivor where people queue into a match and regardless of what killer is there, what playstyle they're using, the match hasn't even begun, but their first natural reaction is like, I don't like this. Get me out of here. I don't want to play. Instead of just like playing the match or eating a DC penalty or whatever, so that your the survivors at least have a bot. They have the bot isn't the best thing in the world, but at least they have something. Like if you don't want to play the match, that's fine. You have the option to leave. But the constant let me just go on a hook and die on hook so that your teammates are immediately screwed over because here's the thing, right? I play both sides, so I'm very observant of the situation. Because let's say hypothetically, I play killer, right? And the survivors, have a teammate that immediately hates the fact that they're going up against a trickster, right? Down them, put them on a hook. Their first natural reaction is like to immediately go next, right? Well,
Yes.
then I'm left with like 3 survivors and at 5 gens, and then at that point it's like I would have to try to lose at that point. So I'm left in the position where I want to play the video game, but at the same time, do I be a dick to the other 3 survivors? So I'm left in a position where I want to play the game, but just so that I'm not a jackass, let me just grind with these guys. On the same token, if I'm playing Survivor and all I see is just one guy that just does not like the Houndmaster because the dog looked at them funny and wants to move on, well, now we're stuck with a Houndmaster player who probably doesn't care about our feelings and is just probably just going to move on and just play the game as usual. And then we're down to like a situation where one person is trying to do gens, one person's injured and being chased by the killer, and me, I'm stuck on hook wondering how this all happened.
It feels like that one meme.
Pretty much it's like one of those situations where it's just like I'm I'm afraid for how behavior implements this, but at the same time and the same coin, doing absolutely nothing is going to be worse for the game.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find where did I down everything. I think I found it. Let's see. Yeah, I did write a lot.
Oh no, he Bass went into the archives.
Yeah, that's for sure. So, well, I'm gonna say it. I'm probably gonna have a different opinion. This was a bit of a long time since I wrote
Mm-hmm.
it all down while they first released the preview or just saying about talking about the Go X mechanic. So,
Yeah, the
well,
proof of concept.
I'm just gonna go and just say what I my own take. I wrote it down. I put in a in the comment section. So, well, I'm gonna go and well, my own hot take is think like this: the DC penalty applying when the people gives up to or something along those lines said on the preview of the Go Next mechanic. I think I always thought it was a bit too extreme, I'd say, because just thinking about the fact that it's not only DBD that has this, let's say also uh, Rainbow Six or another game that you leave the match, you gain a DC penalty. I'd say that's just the wrong way to go about the situation
Mm.
because you can see the point that, well, I met a guy that basically DC'd and to the point that he has like a year ban on matchmaking. It's quite funny, but well, I'd say instead of they just putting this, I'd say they just remove the fact that the person gained any XP blood points if they gave up. So they basically wasted their time. They don't get anything out of the match. And well, to incentivize people to actually just die through the game naturally, or if it's not their thing, just not play as well and just let the run of the game through his course. Because, well, I think in my point of view is that nobody is should be forced to do something they don't like or they don't want to say. Well, and the whole point of the match is, I'd say, in my, it's not about winning, losing. It's about being able to do what you wanted to do, like playing with the build. Let's say, uh, let's say with the locker build that you just enter the locker, get the killer to grab you, then get basically uh decisive strike. Then you enter to the locker and blind him with a flashbang. I'd say that's the thing. When you play DB, you go for the chases, the things you do in the match. I'd say that winning or losing is just the cherry or the last thing you seek for. The game itself is playing it, not trying to seek the win or losing, expecting the end of the match. I'd say because you have more fun chasing people or getting chased than just being able to get through the end of the match. It's basically just a continuation to show you your progress in the sense that you play well enough to be able to reach that point. Just because you played well and you lost the match doesn't mean it was bad. You know what I mean? But the thing
Mm.
is that I'd say you shouldn't be crazy about trying to just win or lose the game. Like, let's say the marathon of trying to get 50 wins as certain killers, or I don't know. And the
Kill
fact,
streaks.
yeah, as well, you can go for that, sure. It's your gameplay and your thing you're doing about it, but I'd say nobody should be forced to do something they don't like. They should have their options, like let's say what's happening, the go next mechanic. Let's say that the survivor doesn't like to play against a certain killer because they think it's boring or they just don't see the point. Let's say Skull Merchant before its nerf. Well, wasn't really intuitive in the sense of you were playing against her to have fun. People didn't like her, and now they just don't like her, and they have a PTSD from her to the point they don't even want to look at her face. And even though she's weak, most people, I'd say, just kill themselves on hook and just give her the in the graphs the fact that she is bad, but she still has a high percentage killing rate makes up to it. And then the devs probably don't even look at that and say, there's something wrong, but it's but it's just hidden away because of this fact. We can see that with other killers, like recently, a lot of people just pissed up. mostly survivors and stuff. Penalty while killer mains just enjoy him and say that he was balanced before. And there's this going back and forth between the two sides and the way they should see to play the game and basically trying to have fun in their own senses that conflicts to the other side having fun. So there will never be a 50-50 between having fun and not. Mostly it's gonna be one-sided. Like when you get chased or you are chasing someone, you never are able to get them on a hook, and basically you stay the whole match just chasing the person. It's frustrating, of course, and well, that's the type of thing I'd say. You're not having fun. You're basically putting the whole thing to the other side, and if you don't want to have to deal with this, you shouldn't be forced to it by a gunpoint saying, if you just leave the match or give up, I'm gonna point a gun at you and I'm gonna get a match ban. You know what I mean? But
If I may, uh,
go for it.
the entire issue that you're describing to me is literally the same issue that we suffer from in the game to this day. The concept of whether or not Dead by Daylight is truly a competitive game or it's a casual party game.
Yeah,
Dead by Daylight is like in the middle. Like if you look at the concept of the definition of a competitive game, it's when you're basically being put uh against players and you're competing to win by completing your objective before somebody else completes their objective.
yes.
So Dead by Daylight by definition is a competitive game. However,
The way you choose
if
to
you
go after it makes the thing
yeah,
more like a party game, because nowadays everyone is just optimizing to the point of trying to make things as best as possible to a to try to get the best chase, to try to finish everything as fast as possible, because that's the fun of builds itself, being able to do
that
everything the best way you can, or making a meme build about it. And
some
that just
people
keeps on pushing the game to one side, because nobody wants to play with the terrible perks like the one perk that is about getting chasing someone and getting uh the undetectable status effect when you get bloodlust before getting changed. You know, because
I don't remember which specific perk you're talking to,
it's
but
the hound or
so we could
something.
like
It's the one that gave you blood points
blood
along.
bloodhound, but we kind of have to speed this up so that we can get back to the live stream.
Yeah,
But
sorry.
so that we could because remember you're the one that's editing this if this becomes a video. So here's the issue. Like Dead by Daylight is one of those situations where it's a competitive game, but depending on how people play depends on whether or not how casual it can be, because like you said before, there are people that purposely only run the meta builds so that they can guarantee a higher chance of them to escape or a
And
better chance for them to kill efficiently, which is why
they don't look
killers
at
like
the they
like
only look
killers like
for the
Nurse,
end of the
Light,
match, not
and
the match itself. It's
yes, but at the same time, it's like one of those situations where one thing leads to another sort of thing, and then you have a bunch of other group of people that basically
are forced to do the same thing.
are kind of forced into doing the same thing, or they could be against the curve and they basically do their own random thing. Like for an example, like me, right?
And
When I
MMR
play,
itself just made the whole thing worse. I'd say when the PTSD I have from the first time they implemented it in 2020, 2021, something like that. Sweaty games after sweaty games. The
yes, I will say this though. They will say it later in the stream. They are implementing ways to make MMR a lot better. it's going to track everything you do in the match instead of just the black and white kills equals skill type. It tracks everything.
That one
Doing
video from
escapes,
Dorky.
it checks to see. Yeah, it basically checks to see how many heals you do, how many totems you do, how many generators you complete, not just like whether or not you escaped from the match or not.
Yes.
Or in the case of the killers, it judges how many hooks you get, how many generators you kicked, I believe, instead of just like how many kills. Because with
Yeah.
that version of skill-based matchmaking, it was just complete hell, and you would just get a bunch of random chaos instead of just something that matches your skill level. But I digress. We do need to uh, get back to it. Uh, Quality of life stuff, bulk blood point spending, very good. Like you've
What?
seen it yourself. Like you've spent like almost
5
20 minutes
million.
at one time trying to
Yeah.
spend 5 million blood points, and
That's
you
the
were trying to
worst part
interact.
since I started playing the game. Just leaving the game just to do something while the thing just gets to level up the character.
Right, and sometimes you just don't really care about like what add-ons you want. It's just a matter of like I want to get rid of these blood points so I can get to levels because
Or
here's
go
a fun
back to
here's a fun
grinding up. Yes.
yeah, here's a fun fact for you. When you get to Prestige 100, all of the good stuff that you could ever want is in the Prestige 100, and since you don't go any higher than Prestige 100, by that point you don't really need to worry about add-ons or not. And
So
most people, they
you
probably just want to like level up their character quickly to just get rid of the blood points so that they can get to the good stuff.
hmm, I see what I mean.
Uh, blood custom game improvement. Uh, we should just start watching the stream because they'll say it.
Yes. You want me to go on a bit a faster play speed?
No, that's not necessary. And remember, like Creeper's supposed to be coming back in like
So a
10
bunch of
minutes now.
stuff in that screen. I'm
Alright.
not going to go through it all, but a few ones that I really want to highlight is everything you see in blue. So in green is what we have released. In blue is what is going to actually be released just in June. So very, very soon around the corner. And a few ones that I wanted to highlight. One is, for example, the gamma setting. We know that it can be tough when
So
it comes to
bulk
the daftness
blood
level
point
of some
spending
map,
and
and
custom
being
game
able, especially
improvements
for
is
console
coming
players,
next
to
chapter.
be able to deal with those gamma settings
That's
is again
insane.
going to go a long way. The gun X prevention is quite important. Encouraging survivors to not give up at first hook is really something that we want to fix and improve. And one last one, sorry, that I wanted to discuss a bit more in details is the bulk blood point spending. I was
Yes,
watching
the big one.
the stream of one of my favorite content creators just a few
Yes.
days ago with the release of Orella. She was super excited, saved millions and dozens of millions of blood points. And it takes a while. It takes a long time to spend those blood points.
Yeah,
So
I can
being
see
able to
that. And the
get
Yes.
last
them
stream I
in a matter
was
of a few
making
seconds is,
how
I think,
much
again,
it
a small
took.
step for DBD.
You spent a
Massive leap for
solid
DBD players
10,
for
20
sure.
minutes
And this is how we
spending
find
blood
out I'm
points
not
instead
your
of playing the
favorite content
game.
creator.
Yes.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow. No, that's great. I've had a few people come to the booth here at PAX just talking about the bulk blood point spending too. So glad that that's almost here.
Almost there. Oh yeah, and no, actually there is another one which is custom game improvement. So this one is actually for me a good
Yes.
story. We had
Custom match, yeah.
custom
It's just-
matches.
Can you move
Yeah,
the mic?
maybe
Move the mic,
they
Rachel.
actually
I want to make sure everyone
putting
hears Jose.
bot
Custom match
killers as
improvements.
well.
Custom match improvement. Yes, we had a really great conversation with tournament organizers, with some content creators, in order to understand what they really wanted. And the list was really good, but then we asked, but what is the top priority that you have? Because we want to make sure that we will be quick to deliver on this. And we have identified those, and they wanted to move from 1 spectator slot to 5 spectator slots. They wanted to have hotkeys to be able to shift pretty easily from one player to another, and we are going to bring those things right into this June release as well. So happy to go fast on this one.
Yeah, and of course, that's not where we're going to end with custom match. That's just what we're delivering in June. in the future, throughout the year, we're going to add more customization options to Custom Match, including the ability to start selecting limited time event modes in Custom Match specifically, which will be very cool.
What about 2v8? Can that be in Custom Match too?
Yes, it will include 2v8 in
Oh,
Custom
yeah.
Oh, Lee. No shot.
Dave liked that one. Or maybe that was Matt. So we built this list. My team got to be really involved in building this list based on your feedback that we've seen out in the community over years, some of these things. And we're going to continue doing that. So continue giving us your feedback, even as they release, like the abandoned feature. We know you don't get it one and done. We want to iterate and make them as good as they can be. So
Basically,
keep
what I
that up. It's not just lip service. Your
think
feedback
we were
is
talking
super, super
about.
important. So thank you for that.
Yes.
And now, phase 2. We've already talked
Phase
about
2.
stuff that people generally knew about. Now we can get into the second half of our quality.
Anti-slugging, continue improvements, and anti-tunneling, anti-camping, MMR update, map and key item balancing, anti-cheat, more perks present, keyboard and mouse on console. I think you're already doing this, right?
No, I use controller on PC.
Oh, yeah,
So
okay.
so you can use controller on PC, but you could never use keyboard and mouse on consoles until now.
I see. Custom game improvements, accessibility improvements. What does that mean? I don't know. Prestige awards just finally after all this time. Reduced login steps, 2v8 play while you wait. Look at
Okay.
that.
So for context here, there's technically going to be two 2v8s. One that's going to be happening in August. That's the one that has Ghostface and has Oni.
We're gonna be able
There's
to
not gonna there's not
um
gonna be any changes to that. There's unfortunately no changes to that.
it's kinda
What they're
sad that
talking
they didn't put Myers on it. It would be funny to be able to play Myers and Ghostface.
It would, but at the same time, it would be very, very problematic for the survivors. Now, here's my thing, because they're obviously going to be doing a stream about it like later, because like if there's 8 survivors, then how would Ghostface's power work? Because of the fact that it would be extremely more easy for survivors to find him, especially if the survivors have aura reading.
Wouldn't it not show him because he would be mostly on undetectable status effects though?
Yes, but again, like we're talking about like 8 survivors
And
on
would
the
be
map, and
really
they could be
bad for him to be able to track every single one of them individually.
no, it would be more along the sense of like if there's 8 people on the map, then that's more chances that people could spot the ghost face and break him out of his power.
Yeah.
So the stealth aspect of him would be kind of like 2v8 version of Ghostface would probably have to be completely different from the 1v4 version of Ghostface. But so that we don't spend like 20 minutes on this one page,
Yeah, let's go and try to
one particular part, the 2v8 play while you wait thing, that's going to be happening in not this upcoming August
yeah, it's
iteration.
gonna be July to December. It's gonna take a while, but I'm curious to what they mean by play while you wait. It's gonna be
You'll
like imagine the killer playing on a match, normal match just to his normal match just gets ready and he just gets removed from the game.
you'll see in a second. But one particular thing that I'm concerned about is the map and key balancing. You'll see
You
why in
mean
a
the
second.
item or
The map and key, like the items, like
okay?
yep, we can keep watching.
All right.
All your life initiative.
Yeah, of course. And so phase 2 is meant to take us through to
Hopefully
the end of the
they
year and
try
even
to put
beyond.
more items. That would be
And we are
fun.
going to deliver a little bit more than we had even previously
We'll get to
communicated
that
on.
in a second.
So I guess I'll give it to Jose to tell us a bit more.
Yes. So the
Tuesday.
first thing that you can see on the screen, all the measures that we want to take in order to improve camping, slugging, tunneling, we will actually give you more details in the coming weeks and in the coming months. We want to do it right. It's something that we want to carefully craft, and we want to also discuss more with our community and our content creators to make sure, again, we do it right. There is things like the keyboard and mouse support that we are going to bring actually in the summer, along with balance changes for map and keys that you are going to give us more details on.
Right, so map and keys, for the longest time, we've had 5 survivor items, of which only 2, maybe 3 have felt relevant. There's been these 2
Yes,
sort of
maps and
semi-relevant
keys.
map and key items for a long time. We wanted to give survivors a big update. We always update killers. We don't do a lot for survivors. We're going to change that. Map are going to change to be basically a consumable version of Windows of Opportunity, if you can imagine that, which is very cool. And then keys are going to focus on revealing the killer's aura. They will still open the hatch. And there's also going to be some new gameplay related to the chests that the keys
All
Finally,
right, pause that for a second. Pause.
they're gonna be able to use keys on chests because now chests won't be able to be open as quickly. I'm gonna guess without keys. Is that correct? Or not at all?
I believe the way, because they didn't explain, but the way that I think it would work is if you had a key, depending on the rarity of the key, it's kind of like uh, you know how like when you use a med kit styptic, it would like a syringe, it would like heal you. My guess is that depending of what quality key you use to open a chest with
Oh,
will
it's gonna make
depend
it
on
better.
what rarity of item you'll get from that chest.
Oh, I see.
That's the way I think. Like if you use like a purple key and you use that purple key to open that chest, that
You're gonna
key is
get a
gone, but you could probably get a purple toolbox or purple med kit.
or another night. Yeah, I see. That's interesting. But
That would be interesting, but here's my problem here.
I'm
And
thinking that's not gonna be as useful as it's gonna make it sound like nobody's gonna be using their keys to wait
here
them on the chance, I'd say.
keys are primarily used for aura reading,
Yeah,
and if you just so happen to be the last survivor alive, then
used
you
on
have
the
a chance of
hatch,
escape to hatch.
if,
So
even if they close it.
keys are relatively like powerful items, but those are like keys are meant for like end game stuff more than like mid game useful stuff. My concern is mainly with the maps because if you turn the map and like rework it so that it's a burnable because the way how maps work right now is that you can use it to track hooks, you can use it to track generators, you can use it to track totems, you can use it to track exit gates, you can use it to track I believe at one point you could track like killer powers like
Yeah, the
trappers traps.
trappers traps, hags traps.
And then you could also use it to track hatch. So all those stuff that I mentioned could be like killer like
Hatch,
item
totems,
add-ons.
hooks, pellets, window vaults, generators, basically everything.
Here's my concern. They
I'm
mentioned that they're gonna turn it into like a burnable windows of opportunity. Is that just going to be how it works base kit, and then if you use the add-ons, it'll still behave the same where you could like track items?
I'm gonna
Or is it
I'm gonna say that's gonna be like an add-on, and they're just gonna make maps be let's be more depending on the add-on you brought. It's gonna be more for different or more specific purpose. Like I'd say maybe something to do with empathy. I think similar to empathy or the Ouija killing perk or bond itself as well.
so that's what I'm concerned about, because if they rework the entire concept of the map and just turn it into a windows of opportunity, but lose the actual purpose of what the map was for, because in my build, because I purposely go out of my way to break totems, I use a map, which is one of those items that is like considered to be one of the most useless items in the game. Now,
Yeah,
if you put like a burnable Windows of Opportunity on top of what the map already does, then that is
basically,
something that's like pretty powerful.
yeah, it's gonna make a multi-purpose, not only for the whatever he already did, but now this as well.
But if they remove the idea, like the add-ons that allows you to track the items and like other stuff that I mentioned, and it's just purely like, hey, you can use this as like a portable Windows of Opportunity, and you get nothing else, then that would be concerning. It would be fun in the short term because people are going to be like, okay, well, I have a map. That means I don't have to use Windows of Opportunity, so I technically have 5 perks. That'd be fun for the people that enjoyed being chased, but for my
Yeah,
play style,
basically a
it's
fourth,
just
a
going to
fifth
ruin
perk,
it.
basically.
Yep. But let's get back to the stream.
Yes.
Ooh, people like
This
that.
next one's also going to be an ooh.
Yeah, I guess so. So,
Mm.
in addition to bug fixes, there's a bunch of things we're super excited to tackle. The first, probably the biggest, is an MMR revamp. We've been hearing you guys complain about it for a long time. We really want to focus on making sure that MMR takes into account the actions you take in a game and how you play, as opposed to the current black and white, just survive and kill. So that's going to be a really big change coming to MMR. We've heard it.
Yes.
We're excited
Kills
for
equals
that.
skills.
We're going to
MMR revamp, people.
The
Yes.
ultimate hockey game.
If you don't know what that means, it's
We must
matchmaking,
destroy the
ranking,
opponents.
and
Who cares
it'll
about
help with matchmaking when we fix that.
Yeah.
everything
And
else?
for the first time ever in an update, we're going to introduce a new survivor item this summer, which will be very cool, right in decor. Pretty exciting.
New survivor item.
Of course, we're bolstering our anti-cheat
Look at
measures
that.
because that's always a problem. We're going to start showing you queue time, estimated queue time, which we don't do right now, which will be great this summer.
Your next match will be in 20
People
minutes.
love 2v8. We all know
Crazy,
that there's one very,
impossible.
very big problem with 2v8, and that's how long you have to wait as a killer to get into a match, 12, 13, 14 minutes sometimes. Not on the next iteration, but the one coming in the summer, we're going to introduce a play while you queue feature. So you can queue up as killer. While you're queued up as killer, you can play matches as survivor in 2v8. While you wait, it'll hold your spot in line. You come back to the lobby, and you're ready to queue up as your killer. So you don't have to just sit there and look at the lobby screen for 12, 13, 14 minutes anymore.
Yippee.
Just a note on that, that's coming very soon.
Yeah, it's gonna take a long while before it comes, so.
Yep.
It's coming
And
very
it's
soon,
gonna
but
be
not
probably
in the
bugged.
next iteration of 2v8, which is even ultra
Well,
soon. So
all
the
I'm gonna say is that with
2v8.
this iteration of 2v8, because Ghostface is a killer, I'm probably gonna be playing
one
more
last thing,
killer.
we do need to wrap it. I got the wrap
And
up
Survivor.
about
So
5 times now.
this is the time where I
If
queue
you're
up
a
the
content creator in the
killer
audience,
queue
we
simulator.
also have some quality of life for you. We are overhauling the Dead by Daylight creator program completely.
What the man? What is
And
that?
it's going to include what's called a support a creator system, which maybe you know from other video
Oh,
games.
okay, just
It allows you to support your favorite
Fortnite
creator.
thing, right?
The idea is that it
Night
be a
Battle
wide
Pass.
way for pretty much any
We already
deserving
have
creator
one,
to be able
so
to work with us, get stuff from us, and get
I'm
rewarded. So
shooting.
stay tuned.
Oh
We're going
my,
to talk a lot more
yes.
about that in our next broadcast later, later this month or next month. And I do need to wrap up now, guys. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
wanna
you.
do
Get
it?
out of
Thanks,
here.
everyone.
Get out!
I think
You need to
you okay for me
leave.
to go?
Yeah, go for
I
it.
think some people here want to hear about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Imagine if they didn't even talk about that.
So we are going to let that happen.
Bro,
and,
that
bring
would have
out
been like
Dave and Matt to tell you all about it.
that would be
Thank
like
you,
a PR
everybody.
nightmare.
Everyone be like, what the?
I just
Where
now realized
is
he's
it?
wearing Nicolas Cage's jacket.
Is he though? Wow. I haven't even. Now it comes the big reveal. Bum,
Five
bum, bum,
Nights
bum.
at Freddy's.
Hello, PAX.
That's quick.
Isn't it awesome to be
It's a
back
live
here?
stream.
It's amazing to be back here.
Yes.
It's nice to see you, even though I don't see quite well. It's nice to see you in person. Also, hi to everybody watching us
Why
online.
one of his eyes?
And shout out to all the cosplayer.
I
I've seen
don't
some of them,
know,
they're
but he
amazing.
had this like
You know,
eye patch
especially
thing for
Mr.
like a
Unknown
couple
somewhere there.
for a while.
But I don't see anything, so.
Something wrong with
After.
his eye, maybe.
I have no
So,
idea.
Of course, being here is pretty special, and we're here. It's perfect that we're here to announce and to reveal a little bit more of our
A bit
top
more.
requested, you know, of all time of the history of Dead by Daylight, the top requested license.
Imagine
So Five Nights at Freddy is our next chapter, as we've said. It is one
a
of those
long time ago.
crazy games. It's such an amazing
Imagine if
story. They
Scott
released about 10
himself
years
was
ago, just
there
like we did. It
to
was one of the
do
first
the
little indie
showcase.
horror games. Today, it is a
Brother,
gigantic
come on.
behemoth of a game and
That
universe,
would
actually.
be
And we are
insane.
thrilled to have Five Nights at Freddy's universe finally come into the fog.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't bring him out to talk with him. Actually, they
Maybe
might do that for
the
when they talk
So,
about
of
the
course,
killer power.
The team
yeah
has had a
the
blast creating this
proper
chapter.
trailer
It's such an
reveal
amazing
maybe
universe to explore.
they're gonna use
Not to
the
I
sh-
just wanted to say
voice
really
actor
not to
quickly that
as well.
you know we do survey, we
Maybe,
survey
but
our
not the
community to
not
know
the
that
not the
they
trailer,
want
not the reveal
licensing
trailer, but when
content,
they're doing
and
a
we
separate
listen to it.
stream
And
that will
Five
explain
Nights
the
at Freddy's has
actual
been at top of the
killer
list
power.
for the longest
Yeah,
time.
that's gonna be
So finally,
crazy.
it's here.
They might bring
So what are
Scott
we
out
doing
for that.
with Five Nights at Freddy's?
Imagine
Yeah, okay.
the
So
shiny
let's
Pokemon.
start and reveal our new killer. Let's show that bad boy.
Here he comes. Oh my god. Let's see.
He always comes back.
Look at that, bro. He looked a bit funky, I'd say, compared
Oh,
to the one in the VR games, I'd say.
Well, remember,
You
like you're
that?
taking, like,
Okay. Well,
Pause
thank you
for a
that.
second.
So I get
okay, so you got to keep in mind that like FNAF games, despite how gruesome they can get, remember that it's a relatively like cartoonish style.
Yeah.
Now take something that's like relatively cartoonish and turn it into a little bit more gruesome, bloody, like
The one
obviously when we
TV
see
show
when we
about what's the name? The friends there that killed themselves on it's like Happy Friends or something like that.
yeah,
Like
but like you take a character like Springtrap, which is probably one of the most gruesome characters in the more cartoonish world, and then you put him in like a world like Dead by Daylight, it's going to look a little off. But again, like we're seeing like a CGI reveal. We haven't seen like the end game model. We've seen the end game model of a cosmetic,
yeah,
which
the
is coming up, shortly.
shortly enough.
yes. I guess we made the right choice.
Imagine.
Yeah, it was obvious to us too. Of course, Springtrap is the ultimate villain of the series, and for the first time ever, you'll be able to be in the suit. Isn't it? You'll be
The joke.
killer. You'll be Springtrap.
He will be known as the animatronic.
Is that the bite of 87?
So
Was that the bite of
today we
87?
won't go into the power or the perks.
Oh.
They do a
Yeah, we're not
cosmetic
revealing- we're
for
not
the
revealing a
survivor
lot,
to look
but,
like Markiplier.
We'll show
No, they
some
just make a
screenshots later,
Daco
and if
cosmetic.
You watch closely, you might see
Yeah, that
something very
seems more
interesting. We're
reasonable.
adding, on top of the killer, a very interesting survivor and killer mechanic that's quite unique. to this
Daco
chapter,
becomes a
that
survivor,
will
and his
appear every
legendary
time you play
cosmetic
as
is Matt
Springtrap,
Pat because
or
he's
that you
a
face Springtrap.
waiter in the
The
FNAF
movie.
movie.
A clue about
Yes.
this.
Yep.
So obviously, we will reveal more of that in a couple of weeks in another stream. But I want to say that the power and the perks are really authentic to the universe of
Yeah,
Five Nights at
Scott
Freddy's.
may as well have done most of it, I'd
Now,
say.
one of the other ways that we like to bring authenticity to the content that we create is with cosmetics, of course. And there are going to be a few really cool ones as we release this, but there's one we absolutely need to talk about today. A legendary outfit for Springtrap that we will have will be taken directly from the movie, and we're going to show a little thing.
Yes. Oh no! What is that, bro? The fact that
It's Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
yes, they got the two best parts of the
So,
thing,
of course,
best two ends of the spectrum. They got
you
Scooby-Doo
may have
and
noticed on screen
enough to
there,
the
this
Bye
is
Bye
the yellow
Daylight
rabbit from the movie as
legend.
portrayed by the absolutely
Hold up,
talented
pause, pause,
Matthew
pause, pause,
Lillard.
pause, 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 pause.
Let me just go back.
No, don't you don't have to go back. I just realized something.
No, I just wanna let it be in the screen while we.
Yeah,
Oh,
I have to do a quick Google search real quick. I because something just popped into my freaking brain.
wait.
Hold on a second. Wait a minute.
All right.
I'm going to this guy's IMDb page.
What
IMDb.
we're talking about?
Okay, so IMDb is a website where you basically see a person's like roles that they've done in specific stuff.
Okay.
Uh, Shaggy was in Teen Titans Go. Different topic. Uh,
Uh, you're saying
yeah, I'm speaking like a crazy person. I'm just going on IMDb real quick.
here, the theorist man, the conspiracy theory is going really far. Let's see what you got.
Uh,
Bro's having the feat of his imagination, bro.
Stewart? Stu.
What?
Okay, so Matthew Lillard is in Dead by Daylight, and he's going to be a cosmetic for uh Springtrap. Matthew Lillard was also Stu in Scream.
And the whole thing that's happening with the Scream, the company that makes the masks, basically going to bankruptcy.
No. Think about it. You have Matthew Lillard, who is voicing Springtrap, being in Dead by Daylight.
Yes.
Stu was one of the first two ghost faces in the original Scream movie.
Really? I
There
didn't know.
is a single survivor in a separate realm. No, wait, that's not licensed. It's original.
Yeah.
I was onto some. I thought I was onto something.
Calm down, bro.
Ah,
Bro thought it was
I hit a
making.
brick wall at full speed. I got caught in 4K. Damn it!
Well. Better luck.
I'm going back. I'm
Better
going
luck
back
next
to
time.
chart. I'm gonna fucking go down this rabbit hole.
Can I continue then?
Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
So it's fine, get it out. Not only are we gonna have his pretty face in the game, but he was nice enough to record all the voiceover for the characters.
Oh, Also dead. Oh shit.
That's exactly what I said when I heard that.
Yeah. Hold on a sec. I do the stupidest
No. Um,
thing ever. The way I get into this thing is I do like an ape thing.
sorry.
So hold on a sec.
I'm sorry, bro.
Ollie, ollie, oxen free. Ollie, ollie, oxen free. Ready or not, here I come.
No, bro. I cannot see him as Springtrap. No, I can't. I just see him as Shaggy, bro, from that one movie. I'm sorry,
I see him as Shaggy, Dead by Daylight, Scooby Doo collaboration eventually.
bro. It's the first thing I remember when I see mm, his face, bro. I cannot joke like that, bro.
Fun.
E is such a
Holy.
cool guy.
So, as you've seen, there is no survivor in this chapter. But, yeah, but, but, there is a map. Uh,
Yes, a new realm as well.
Yeah, thank you.
No,
We
No,
couldn't
no,
no,
switch
it's
of
no. I was
connected to
talking.
Greenville.
Yeah, I was talking about the. I was thinking he was talking about the other one that he was announcing the map there of the new survivor and the realm. Sorry,
Uh-huh.
could
Of
have been
course,
more
the iconic
specific, but
location of Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria.
You have things? Oh yeah.
yes, Freddy Fazbear's. Not even
So we
the
took
fun
inspiration from the
attraction,
first
but the
game. So
movie.
most of it. Uh, so instead of looking at it through camera, you're actually going to walk in it, and it's filled with Easter eggs, surprises, and of course jump scares.
Oh, they're gonna be the background. They're not gonna be playable characters. I think.
Well, here's something that a lot of people kind of pointed out. You want to know what'd be kind of interesting? Depending on what, because yeah, they probably are just going to be props on the map, but if there is a way, like a cosmetic for Freddy, Chica, or Bonnie as like Springtrap, uh, it would be interesting if they like removed them off of the stage depending on what cosmetic you have equipped.
Yeah, that would be fun, but I'm not sure if Behavior will actually do this.
Yeah, Creeper, we spent like an entire
Oh,
hour rambling just so you could keep up.
you're back.
I'm
Welcome.
so sorry. It was an emergency I had to take care of.
No worries. You can uh Bass, go back a bit. What you missed was like quality of life stuff. You could like,
Well, yeah, the stuff you said on
yeah, like the quality of life stuff. Like I already kind of
you
just wrote it
posted
down.
on Discord. Yeah.
But okay, just
Uh,
go back to the like the beginning of the FNAF stuff. Like, oh, just click on the damn button, boy. Don't be
All right, all right. I just need to.
spoilers. Damn it, spoilers. You've already
Sorry,
seen the movie, but
sorry.
spoilers.
I'm sorry, creeps. I'm sorry. Sorry. All right. I thought it was not as far behind it.
Hello, PAX.
Isn't, isn't it awesome to be back here?
It's amazing to be back here.
Well, you got
It's nice to
time to be
see
able to
you,
see
even though I don't see
this.
quite well. It's nice to see you in person.
Okay,
Also,
quickly
hi to
speed
everybody
round.
watching
Stuff you
us
missed.
online.
Improved
And
MMR. You keep
Uh
playing. They're just
oh,
talking.
shout
okay.
out to all the
Yeah.
cosplayer.
Okay,
Nice to meet you
improved
Basically,
in real life.
MMR. They're
Especially
adding
Mr.
improvements to
Unknown somewhere
2v8s.
there.
They're
they
adding
showed
custom stuff and
Amazing.
custom
But I don't
games.
see anything.
the
They showed
roadmap.
off the new survivor, the roadmap.
All right. So of
I
course,
posted
being
some of
here
that
is
stuff already in
pretty
the
special.
Discord.
It's
They
perfect
showed the
to
other
announce
the
and to
survivor that
reveal
just
a little
dropped
bit more of our
girl from
requested, of
the
cult
yeah, the
hospital.
medic.
of the history of Dead by
Yeah,
Yep.
the
Daylight, cult
paramedic. Yeah.
requested license.
Yeah, so Five Nights at Freddy is our next chapter, as we've said. It is one of those crazy games. It's such an amazing story. They released about 10 years ago, just like we did. It was one of the first little indie horror games. Today, it is a gigantic behemoth of a game and universe,
For
actually.
sure.
And we are thrilled to have Five Nights at Freddy's universe finally come into the fog.
Matthew Kilote can't say nights. He says night. Five Night at Freddy.
So of course, the team has had a
It's quite
blast creating
funny.
this chapter. It's such an amazing universe to explore. And I just wanted to say really quickly that, you know, we do survey. We survey our community to know what you want out of licenses and content, and we listen to it. And Five Nights at Freddy's has been the top of the list for the longest time.
Yep.
So finally, it's here.
So what are we doing with Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yeah, okay, so let's start and reveal our new killer.
Yeah.
Let's show
It's
them
not
that-
the full thing. It's just a little pieces and bits.
He always comes back.
I always comes back.
No one can out pizza the hut.
Ah, shut.
Oh no! Like, you need
Sorry.
help with Google Chrome.
Okay, sorry. There we
This
go.
is what
Alright,
happens when you out pizza the hut.
you do get burned. There we go. That's the image.
You like that?
Imagine if
Okay.
nobody did.
Well, thank you for that. So I guess we made the right choice. Yeah, it was obvious to us too. Of course, Springtrap is the ultimate villain of the series, and for the first time ever, you'll be able to be
Play
in
as
the suit. Isn't that amazing? You'll be the killer. You'll
You're
be
gonna
Springtrap.
get
He will be known as the
Spring.
animatronic in our game.
Absolutely, yes. So the
Gonna get
animatronic today,
spring
we
blood
won't go
like that.
into the power or the perks.
gonna be able to feel like him.
Yeah, we're not revealing. We're
I'm
not
gonna play
revealing
rat
a lot,
traps.
but we'll show some screenshots later.
I
and if
pray
you
that he's
watch
not like
closely, you
Pyramid
might see
Head,
something
where
very
instead of
interesting. We're
like
adding,
being in a
on
cage,
top
you're
of
in
the
a
killer,
spring-locked suit.
Very interesting survivor and killer mechanic that's quite unique to this chapter. That will appear every time
You turn
play as
into the
Springtrap,
killer.
or that you face Springtrap.
That would be
So you
funny.
might get a clue about this. So obviously, we will.
Well, now I'm
we'll
sad. I
reveal
wanted
more of that
paranoia
in,
in Friday
a
the
couple of
13th.
weeks, in another stream. But I
We
want to
totally
say that
need
the power
Jason.
and the perks are really authentic.
Yeah, but
Yes.
it's gonna
to
take
the
a
universe
long
of,
time for
Five
sure.
Nights at Freddy's.
Even with the lawsuit
One of the other
over and done
ways
with,
that we
it's
like to
still
bring
complicated.
authenticity to the content that we create is with cosmetics, of course. And there are going to be a few really cool ones as we release this. But there's one we absolutely need to talk about today. A legendary outfit for Springtrap that we will have will be taken directly from the movie, and we're going to show a little thing.
Scooby-Doo chapter when?
Yeah, bro.
So,
I left so
of
much.
course,
What's gonna come?
you may have noticed on screen there.
Wait,
this
wait,
is the
there's
hero
more.
from the movie, as portrayed by the absolutely talented Matthew Lillard. So we.
Yeah,
It's fine. Get it out. Not only are we going to have his pretty face in the game, but he was nice enough to record all the voiceover for the characters. That's exactly what I said when I heard that.
Yeah. Hold on a sec. I do the stupidest thing ever. The way I get into this thing is I do like an ape thing. So hold on a sec. Ollie, ollie, oxen free. Ollie, ollie, oxen free. Ready or not, here I come.
I cannot look at him and not think of Shaggy, bro. I left so much. I'm sorry.
Fun.
I
He
really
is
hope
such a
that
cool guy.
Ghostface gets voice lines.
So as you've seen, there is no
Maybe.
survivor in this chapter, But yeah,
They could just use
but
the what's the name? The filter that he normally uses on the
Yeah, because
movies.
that's technically like the actual voice of Ghostface, like the cloak and dagger voice, but like maybe if he gets stunned by a pallet, maybe the voice modulator breaks and then you hear the real voice.
Mm,
Ooh, that'd be a cool.
that would be interesting addition for sure.
Yeah, because if here's a fun fact for you, if you actually play like Ghostface in Mortal Kombat 1, it's
You
Billy
hear the
Loomis
voice.
underneath the mask, but it would be interesting if because in Dead by Daylight, it's the Ghostface is a completely original character. But
Yeah,
if there's a cosmetic where you are Stu instead of Billy, you're Stu, we would hear Matthew Lillard's voice.
would be interesting. Maybe they could try to get something, but at the end of the day, they would have to go for the what's the name?
You would have to do the whole Scream licensing thing, but
Yeah, and they
here's
didn't want it to do it in the
but
first
here
place.
well then again, like if here's my question. If Fun World actually does go defunct, does like the Ghostface mask rights like do Paramount buy them and then
They
in order to get
may
more Ghostface content, like behavior would have to
imagine
license through Paramount?
just imagine this. Imagine if they just hook out the ghost face like they did with Demogorgon after the if that comes to happen. So also a
Well,
possibility.
well, here's the interesting case about Ghostface because what people have to understand is that Ghostface is in the unique situation where he's half licensed, half original.
Yes,
The licensed portion of Ghostface is the
is the
actual mask.
costume.
Is one cosmetic, which is like the full costume, and then the rest is just the mask. So technically, if they wanted to, if they have to like remove the Ghostface licensing, they could temporarily remove the killer from the store and then replace all of the masks with original ones like Legion, and then they could put it back into the store
But
as
how
like a
would
completely original character, and then the people that had already purchased the Ghostface masks would have the Ghostface masks.
how would the I'd say the previous masks would work then? The ones from the
Well,
Rift and the
well,
ones that I
the
are directly from the movie, the one that is the
okay, so here's
what's
the
up
thing. Like
face.
the core identity of Ghostface is the mask, right? But if you look at all the other cosmetics, with the exception of one, which is the actual Halloween costume that you could buy from the store, the rest are completely original cosmetics. So the only thing that they would have to replace would be the mask itself. So I would assume that they would basically make a unique mask depending on what cosmetic is used. Like if you're using the devil ghost face mask, they would probably use some sort of devil inspired mask, but they would change it so it's not ghost face. You use the ice mask, then the ice mask would be completely different. But again, like we're talking about licensing issues, there could also be a world where if Fun World ever has to sell the rights to the Ghostface mask, Paramount
Or
is
they
probably
could
gonna buy it.
just try
And
to yeah, that could be it, but some as well as the chance of someone else trying to buy it.
the rights to the Ghostface mask are like the full ownership of it would be rather expensive. I'm not gonna say like Jason Voorhees expensive, but I would say that it's pretty expensive considering the fact that when Paramount did the Scream TV show, they just used original masks instead of licensing the actual Ghostface mask.
Yeah, they could just end up in changing stuff like the series for sure, but
Like I said before, like Dead by Daylight's version of Ghostface is in a unique situation where it's not going to be like Stranger Things, where the chapter is going to be completely removed 100% and won't come back uh until like they get the licensing again. If they wanted
Uh,
to, they
yeah.
could remove it down temporarily, make some changes and alteration to turn Danny Johnson into a 100% original character, and then they could put the character back for sale. Or if Fun World does go defunct and Paramount purchases the ownership of the Ghostface mask, then that would mean that Behavior would have to have conversations with Paramount or whoever owns the mask to see if they could extend or make a new deal. So it's rather interesting. But we're getting how long is your recording?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna check again.
Bro, like
One
you're talking about like
hour and around 50 minutes.
bro, that's like 5 gigabytes.
Yeah, let's
But
continue then.
there is a map.
Yeah.
We put on everything in the afterthoughts.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
We couldn't do this without, of course, the iconic location of Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria.
Pizzeria.
You have things?
His area.
Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria.
You go outside and press.
So we took inspiration from the first game, so most of it.
Look at that.
So instead of looking at it through camera, you're actually going to walk in it, and it's filled with Easter eggs, surprises, and of course jump scares.
Oh, okay. Look at that. We're gonna get the same thing as
And there's
the
also
What
struggle.
is on the ceiling?
fantastic. Oh well, I'll
A
let you
hole.
react to this a little bit more. I think. It is cool. It's an awesome map. The team did great. Can't wait for you to play into it. So there's also something very, very cool, a quality of life feature that we're adding with this chapter. We will have a separate queue where you'll be able to go exclusively in this map.
Oh, they're gonna
And
put
that's something
the
that's going
FNAF
to be present
mode
for
on
every
this,
upcoming
right?
map in the future
No,
also.
pause.
Yeah, let us know if you actually like the feature.
Oh, just
No,
walking the map.
it's just an exclusive queue to be on the separate map. I'm glad they're doing this because you want to know why? The new Mount
So,
Ormond map has existed in the game for like several months. I have never been on that map still.
yeah,
I have
that's
never played it on the PTV. I have never played it up to now, and it's been in the live servers for about 2-3 months now.
yeah.
I only got it during the snow event.
I'd say I have a bit more lucky. I have been a bit more lucky and got more times, but most
So
of the times we
basically,
just getting cooked every time playing.
basically the way it's going to work with this queue is it's going to basically just anti-deny all map offerings, and it's just going to give you the new map all the time as much as you want to play it. And I'm
That's funny.
assuming that it's probably going to be like for like maybe the first week, and then like after the first week, that's when they'll probably disappear, and then you would just
It's
have to
just gonna have
play map
to have be
offerings.
gonna have be get a little lucky, just trying to find it, or use the map offerings for sure.
If you are blessed with RNGesus, like our friend Bass, well, I shouldn't say that. The doctor cucked you last time. Point is, if you are good with RNGesus, the Jesus of Dead by Daylight will bless you with Five Nights at Freddy's map.
Find us
Except,
a Freddy's.
alright.
Sorry, I broke up the rhythm. Sorry. So,
You messed up my flow!
Sure, and that's what we'll do. All right.
I mean, if everybody hates it, we'll take it out, but we try
look
to
at that,
listen, is
bro.
what I'm saying.
What the hell, bro?
What else?
Making the
Well,
whole chapter just to say They didn't
I
like
think we're
it.
actually out of time on this
Let's
one,
take this
so
out.
it's okay. There's gonna be a big stream. Also, you should know, especially there might be a few people here who are big fans of Five Nights at Freddy that do not know Dead by Daylight so well yet. So go check out our socials, check our newsletter. We will be teasing quite a lot and giving a lot more information in the weeks leading up to the actual release. So right now, Dave and I will scoot. Dave will be back later, don't worry. And right now we'll leave the room to Rose and Eric to take you through some of the really cool collections coming this year.
Now
My
it's just
wallet.
cosmetics.
My wallet.
If they haven't changed the battle pass, you
What
can
is it we're
just.
removing?
My
Removing what?
wallet.
No? Okay. I couldn't hear backstage. So, Five Nights at Freddy's, huh? Wow.
Yeah, that just
How,
happened.
how do we follow that?
I have no idea.
Well,
Gotta be
I'll
tough.
tell you how, Rose.
Jason
With
Voorhees.
upcoming collections.
Yippee.
Thanks for joining us, Rose. Rose is, as often as we can, we get her on stream to share the cool cosmetics that are planned, and today
It's the
is no
same one
exception.
who showed up
So
in
why don't we dive in,
the
because this show is running
Attack on
by
Titan,
us
right?
very quickly.
Yes,
so speaking of
she's
very quickly,
the
I want
art
to remind
director.
people or let people know maybe for the first time, about a year ago, we did a community contest where people got to submit designs for killers and survivors, among with other things. And they've just started rolling out in this week's update. So I think we have a little image or video. Maybe. We got Jake Lone Wolf. Jake Lone Wolf outfit by Fairy Kun, Little Friend badge by Yuki Yamato, and
I like
Singularity
the
Desktop
Singularity
by
one.
It's Your Boy.
That's fun.
You may have heard
Singularity
some
one's
discussion
really
about
good.
the Singularity.
Yeah. Only the
Oh,
head
oh,
itself is
that
really
hold
it's
up.
gay.
missing something on its
Wait.
face. Should we add the frowny face back to that?
What?
Now we have to. I'm sorry.
What?
Okay, so in the original drawing of the cosmetic, because it was a cosmetic contest thing, the original artist put a frowny face on the screen, and
Do
they
you have
removed
it?
the frowny face.
Do you have the picture?
I don't have. What you expect me to have all this fucking? Do you?
It's your
Maybe.
job,
Maybe.
damn it.
Maybe.
I
Maybe.
wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting like one sec. Singularity TV cosmetic TV. Okay, fine. Yep, I got it. All it
Okay.
took was like all it took was like 3 Google searches.
Put on Discord. Do the magic. Stay
I'm
the
putting it.
line.
I'll put it on gameplay DVD here.
Go for it.
Yep. So there was a frowny face.
Not on a frowny face, but that would be fun
They
to be able to put more of those faces.
Yep, they put a frowny face on the cosmetic, and they basically were cracking a joke about like, hey, the cosmetic is in the game, but where's the frowny face?
Where is it?
Where's my frown?
If they are able to put more of these funny faces on the cosmetic, I'd say it's really worth it. Gonna be.
I mean, the cosmetic is pretty interactable because when I was what I was told is like if you get stunned, the screen glitches.
They could make it super rare or a legendary if they do a lot.
No, because okay, so the way the gradings work is like if it's a legend, it's only a legendary cosmetic if it completely transforms into a brand new character. It's visceral if it comes with a brand new Mori. It's if it has like a bunch of visual effects or whatnot, it's like a different grade. I don't remember what it was called.
Like Epic, the purple one, right?
It was like a higher tier than purple, but I don't remember the color.
There, this
Remember the
the
color
red.
the color change scheme thing happened like literally a couple days ago, so I don't even know the full.
Yeah.
sorry.
Insert
Fine.
joke about Fortnite.
This is how community people pressure the devs to do things.
Just for you, though. Just for you.
Thank you, Rose. So we'll be doing that, so stay tuned.
Look at that.
And we have a bunch more winners that are going to be rolling out in riffs throughout the year. So thanks again to everyone who submitted. We're going to be doing another one. Stay tuned. So, cosmetics, sorry for shouting. So there's a really exciting one, Rose, that, taps into maybe a video game relevant audience.
So, as you guys might already know, we love dark fantasy at Dead by Daylight. As you can
Okay.
tell from our Fortune and Fog and Dungeons and Dragons chapters, now we're super thrilled to be inviting another incredible fantasy world into the world of Dead by Daylight with
Death Note. What is this?
This place. There's evil.
The
here.
Witcher!
Death
Holy.
hangs in the air.
Christ. Cosmetic stats.
Is he- I
QIG.
hope he's the-
Oh,
Please let
pause.
him be a killer.
you
Pause.
guessed it, The Witcher.
It's gonna be a collection of cosmetics, just like Attack on Titan. Then?
Collection. Okay, I'm gonna peel the band-aid off here. He's a legendary survivor skin. He is not a
Damn.
killer. And
All right.
remember how like earlier I said thank you IGN?
No.
DBD Leaks is dead. But IGN leaked this before the broadcast even happened.
Look at them. They found us the new one to take
So
his place.
IGN is now the new DVD Leaks.
Let's go.
So yes, my wallet, but that's not the part that also hurts my wallet.
Wow.
That's one of the issues that hurts my wallet.
We're increasing all prices.
Nope,
We're gonna-
keep going.
Are you gonna
There's a
see?
lot of content. There's a lot of content.
It's just gonna be The Witcher, or it's gonna be more characters?
So fans
And-
of The
Shush.
Witcher, of which I am one, you're one, and I hope we got some other. It sounds like we have some
What?
other Witcher
I'm just
fans here.
asking.
Your answers would be answered if you shut.
Six new Witcher-themed outfits coming to the fog.
Exactly. And of the six, there are two legendary
Six.
outfits. The first one being the Leshen outfit for the artist.
Ooh, the Leshy.
And of course, Geralt of Rivia outfit for Vittorio.
Yeah, that's on the face, on the nose
So
itself.
one of the best parts of Geralt's outfit is that it comes with a great new batch of voice lines recorded specifically by Doug Cockle, the character's original voice actor.
Shout out to Doug Cockle. Any fans of him? He's actually in attendance at PAX this weekend. I saw he's down in the signing area, so go meet him after the show. It's
And
true.
that's not all. In
That's
the
not all.
collection, we also have very rare outfits for Yennefer,
Ooh.
Hey, right?
Ciri,
Yep.
I don't know. I haven't watched
Triss
The Witcher
Marigold.
played it, so I'm on the dark over here.
and Eridan.
Alright, yeah, no, yep. The wallet's hurting for this one.
So stay tuned. We'll
There's
release more
more.
on socials later.
Wow. I actually didn't know we were going to show all those. That's great. We change things at the last minute a lot of times. So those look fantastic. I'm excited. Just a note about if you're wondering, if you're kind of deep into deep into this game, his medallion, Geralt's medallion, the eyes light up in the Witcher. That's not going to happen in our games because the entity doesn't want him to have kind of
Suppresses all magical.
yeah. So in case people were worried about that, it's not happening. Okay, so.
We also have some super cool Witcher-themed rewards attached to an upcoming Chaos Shuffle event. coming out at the same
just
time,
like the Dracula
and
ones.
one of them
Just like they did with
is
Dracula.
amazing Geralt in the tub playing
That's gonna
cards.
be the biggest troll set for players
about The
in the end
Witcher
of that
without
match.
sharing this, so
There's no shot.
enjoy.
Toss a
Our
coin to your
requisite feat
Witcher.
content has been met.
4 people in the end of the match using this that was just trolling the killer. Swift with that. How would you react as playing as a killer?
You're not
Respect.
beating the you're not beating the foot fetish allegations.
Bro, just be
For the show.
looking at it. I would be blank looking at that, bro.
Okay. The,
So
the, the
yeah,
funny thing
June
is,
3rd
like,
is right around
because
the
you've
corner,
never
get
played The
psyched.
Witcher before, you're in the dark. You just see menacing man in tub. But for those that actually played The Witcher, you know
Yeah.
exactly what the scene's referencing.
No, I know it. I played it.
I
Yep.
haven't.
So
I only got the
so
chance to
you're
see
you're
the.
just gonna be looking at a man in a tub, and it's like you're not beating the foot fetish allegations, but because me and Creeper played The Witcher, we know what it's referencing.
I'm a bit scared
But we
now.
still have some more to show you of other things.
I
We're done
only
with The Witcher for
started
now.
watching
Other
the
things.
series on
So our friend Matt,
Netflix.
who you just saw,
Outside from
tall
that,
guy, big
I
bushy
haven't
eyebrows back
saw
in the day.
much.
He did
Play
a
the games.
TV
Don't watch the
show
series.
with the
Watch
Boulet
play the
Yeah.
brothers
games.
called Dragula.
Games are so good.
And they did a Dead by Daylight themed episode, which was flipping cool. And
What?
why not turn it around?
Go back a
and
couple
now
seconds.
Bring that
What?
called Dragula. Did a TV show with the Boulet brothers called Dragula. And they did a Dead by Daylight themed episode, which was flipping cool. And why not turn it around and now bring them into Dead by Daylight?
Yeah, it was super cool. I'm jealous of Matt. But they also have a video to talk to us about it.
All right.
This is Dracula, Antoine Thula, your Queens of Darkness, the Boulet brothers, and we are so excited about our crossover with Dead by Daylight. One of my favorite episodes of the show is when we did our Dead by Daylight challenge, and our cast had to come up with looks worthy of becoming a new killer skin in Dead by Daylight.
The Boulet Brothers collection will feature 2 outfits. The first is the iconic outfit for the Huntress, modeled after the winning design for that episode. The second is the Boulet Brothers artist outfit for the artist, which is a mix of both of us. Keep an eye out for that collection releasing on July 8th.
We'll see you in the fog.
I don't know who they are as well, but that seems.
I don't know them either.
Look at that.
I just learned about them today.
Couple of concepts here of what you just saw. And we're going to keep it rolling because this show doesn't have a limited time. So next up is something from the extended world of Dead by Daylight.
Oh,
What can you tell us
yeah.
about this one?
So last year, Supermassive Games released the casting of Frank Stone,
Yes,
which
indeed.
explored the origins of a brand new killer. This year,
They're
Frank
gonna
Stone
release
is
it. They're gonna release him, right? That's
his
it.
transformed state will be entering the entity's trials as a cool new legendary
I
outfit for the
told
Trapper.
you. Look at
You
that.
suck. It's a legendary cosmetic for Trapper.
Ah,
Stone's champion
close
outfit
enough.
to be released in
Close enough.
September.
And just as a note, if you played the game, you know that's a screenshot from the casting of Frank Stone. It's not an in-game shot just yet from Dead by Daylight.
They
but that
haven't
is what
done
it's
it
based
yet.
on.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that one. All right, last one. Oh, actually, before I go on, in case you haven't played the casting of Frank Stone, which I think you should, it is now 80% off right now. No excuse not to buy it. Go play that amazing game. And shout out to Supermassive. We love them. Okay, last one that Rose has brought for us today is adding some new outfits to an existing fan favorite collection.
My wallet.
2 new outfits to the Tomb Raider collection.
Oh, it's you.
Oh.
It's really you.
Both of which are
My
releasing on
wallet.
August 5th.
Yes.
The first one is Laura's classic ensemble, which is the iconic
Tomb
look.
Raider, Lara Croft.
My wallet.
They're gonna put the price
This is the
of
iconic
all
look
of
that
You're
started
this.
going
all over
broke
Tomb
after
Raider,
that.
and we're super happy
Yes,
to be
with
bringing
Witcher,
it to Dead by Daylight.
FNAF,
We'll
and
also be
this.
adding in another outfit, but we'll be
Bro,
sharing more
he's
news about
cooked.
that in the future.
Yeah, wasn't ready yet. Just
Gonna have to
stay tuned.
pick a
Fans will
loan from the
recognize it,
bank.
though.
That's true. Get hype.
I'm gonna have
Thank
to
you so
max
much,
out my
Rose.
credit
I told
card.
you this would be fine. And FNAF is a big deal, but these are a big
It's for
deal too,
DVD.
right,
It's for a good
guys?
cause.
A good cause.
It's for the charity of my
So
enjoyment.
there's plenty of other collections that are still going to be releasing. We just don't have a
more.
million years on the show to show you all of them. So stay tuned. Check out Dead by Daylight.
There's
our
still
social
more?
media. You can catch them there.
They could do a lightning round, I'd say. That would be interesting.
Well, what they're
Give me a
gonna
Lightning McQueen.
And now, Rose, I will bid you adieu. Thank you
They're
very much for
not beating
joining
the
us.
Fortnite allegations. Stop.
DVD horror Fortnite version. Now, what will it
Folks,
be?
now you got to spend a minute with me. I'm sorry.
The
I
Killer
mean,
Prank in 90s.
I
So
mean,
we are here for Dead by
technically,
Daylight's
I
9th
would not
anniversary,
be
but we are
surprised if Dead by
also
Daylight characters
Behavior,
appear
a game
in
studio that does
Fortnite.
other things, and we thought,
Yeah,
why not
But
just
a
take just a
Fortnite
minute
version of
to
Dead
tell
by
you what's something cool
Daylight,
that we're
not
doing
possible.
outside of Dead by Daylight.
Well, then
There
again, there
is a
was a Mortal
desire
Kombat
from
section, so
ourselves to help out and publish other smaller horror games where we can.
we technically could skip
And
this
our
part
first
because it
foray
has
into that
nothing to do
is with an
Dead by
amazingly
Daylight. It's
cool
just
little
indie
game,
stuff.
and it's called It Has
I'm a
My
bit
Face.
curious though. What they were talking
Not my
about
face,
is it
don't
gonna
worry.
help smaller horror games?
So
Is
it's
that
Yes,
it?
a
yeah, smaller.
first-person roguelite set in a dystopian city, and within the city you have to find and kill your own clone. If the clone doesn't kill you first. It Has My Face started as a game jam creation by Nightbite Studios, which is 2 people. And in fact, they have recorded a little message for us today just to introduce themselves. So let's go to that.
Hello everyone, I am Saleh, founder of Nightbite Games and the lead developer of It Has My Face. The game actually started as a jam game around the theme of clones, and the response was amazing. After the jam, I kept working on it for years, and later my brother joined the project. We are a tiny team making this really unique and awesome game with lots of love. So I hope you enjoy the game as much as we do making it every day.
They're gonna show
Thank you
something
for your
up,
support and
maybe?
stay tuned for more
Yes,
news.
they are.
Alright, let's see. You're a clone. Looks like it's a selfie thing.
You're taking a mirror and you have to find your reflection, kill your clone.
It's gonna be like a multiplayer thing or single player.
I don't know.
The art style for the game seems similar to another thing I heard saw something in games similar. The art style too. But aside from that, but who's the clone? You or them?
The
Not just
clone
that.
is hunting you, so you basically have to kill
So you can
what
actually head to Steam
looks
right now
like
if you
you.
want to check out the demo of It Has My Face and wishlist it. It's going to be in early access later this year. One last thing from the extended world of behavior. Who has heard of Red Hook Studios, the creators of Darkest Dungeon? Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
There's no shot, bro. They are doing this because they saw Otsdarva playing it. There's no shot. Has to be this, bro.
No, because you want to know why. If they did it because Ots Darva would have done was playing it, then they would have done a Dark Souls chapter.
Hmm. That's yeah. You got me. You got me.
I mean, let's be fair. Dark Souls is probably going to be a chapter, or Elden Ring is probably going to be a chapter. But
Yeah, it can sure happen.
if it's just because Ots Darva did it, then we would be having so many crossovers.
I'd say it helped. They're gonna kick the bucket and say maybe that helped a bit because it's an indie game as well, right? Darkest
Well, to be
Dungeon.
fair, like the FNAF community also helped Darkest Dungeon because Dako was playing it.
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah, Dako and some other FNAF creators were actually characters in the game,
Oh,
and it got they're like characters in the game. There was like a Silent Hill chapter in Darkest Dungeon, so it's been like very popular for a while.
I think I haven't seen it then.
This is
Maybe
how much you live under a rock.
let's go down with the cooking, bro. Come on, give me a little
No,
break, bro.
I'm not cooking. I'm not cooking. I'm not roasting you. I'm flambeing your ass. All right. I'm taking a light
Nah,
flame and I'm flambeing you because you live under a rock.
nah, bro. What is this?
If you really want me to cook, I'll cook.
Okay, bro. Let's just went.
Yep.
Just get this
Their anniversary stream
before
today
the.
for
We're already
PAX. It
almost
is later
done.
today, in fact. The anniversary for Darkest Dungeon 2. It's at 6.
Yeah, it has been around 2 hours and 10 minutes
p.m.
now.
right here from
That's
PAX.
10
You can check it
gigabytes.
out. It's not at PAX. I'm lying, but it's today. I'm at PAX, and my brain is melted. Red Hook's second anniversary stream for Darkest Dungeon 2 is at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can check it out on Twitch at Red Hook Studios. I believe we're even going to be hosting it on our own channel, so if you're lazy, you can just stay here. And that's your Eric Pope interlude. We're going to get back to the fun action now with Dave Richard. Dave, come out here.
Okay, we can kind of like
Hi, Dave. Hello.
pause this and we can kind of like skip this part.
Clock counting us down.
What is it now then?
Okay,
Choose
so
your
are you
own
from?
chapter.
Okay, so this, because this one is kind of like extremely long and very drawn out. So basically, what this is that you can basically help design a chapter from beginning to end. Basically, behavior is
Oh,
going to
so it's
set
a
out a bunch.
community then. Community made.
Yep, like every like week or like a couple of weeks or so, behavior is going to put out a poll. The community votes on it, and they're treating it as if it's like a choose your own
Minecraft.
adventure book.
Maybe like Minecraft Live, I'd say.
Right. So basically, the way it works is that like similar to like the community cosmetics thing, we basically help behavior and we build a chapter from the ground up, from the character, the story, the weapon, the designs, the uh obviously when we do the PTBs, we can give them feedback on how the power should work. So we're basically helping behavior design a whole chapter. Now the reason why I think behavior is doing this is not only uh as a good way to like get PR, but it's also so that the community can probably get a peek behind a curtain to see what it's like to develop the game. So hopefully they won't judge behavior on why so many chapters come out busted.
And leaks are probably gonna stop being as a thing as they were.
Right. So this particular thing, it's like a choose your own adventure thing. Uh so basically like in a couple of weeks we'll like get polls, we vote on polls, and then the end result is that we'll have a completely original chapter that we as a community and behavior had made from scratch.
So we can claim royalties.
No.
And what is this in the outro then? What's gonna be
The
this?
outro is like, thank you for coming to PAX East.
And that means I get to make a merch shout
Minecraft Chapter 1.
out.
We literally had like a 30-minute rant about the Minecraft movie, and I feel bad for the movie player, the movie theater workers.
It's not this one.
Oh, for sure. So, you guys want to finish it up with your final thoughts and stuff?
Okay, go back to the roadmap because I have something to like drop a bombshell on you about the whole FNAF
Yeah,
brain
the thing
crafting thing.
you were putting on, I
Okay.
think. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
You should just,
Okay.
give a brief explanation beforehand to
Okay.
creeps before wasn't here.
All
though.
right. So Creeper, when you look at this, the first thing that comes out and pops into your head is basically all the content that's going to be coming out this upcoming year, right? So the stuff that's important is this upcoming chapter that's in June. That's Five Nights at Freddy's. We have a licensed chapter with 2 survivors, and it's a rift attached. Then in August, we have 2v8. That 2v8 is going to have Oni and Ghostface. and then you look at the rest of the map and it'll tell you everything else you need to know. Now, what have you played Five Nights at Freddy's or are familiar with any clue searching?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Okay, what is the first thing that pops into your head when you look at this image?
I don't know.
I'm
Fazbear.
Okay, so if you look deeper in the image here, you'll notice that some of the words have their letters grayed out.
Oh, wait, no. Yeah, no, I see. It's the. I remember you posted this one.
Yep. So for the people that are like, if Bass like posts the video about it, it's gonna be like a 20-hour editing session.
yes.
You
I'm gonna have
take
a
all of the
fun
letters
time.
that are grayed out, and I'm probably going to help Bass, and I'm going to circle the letters. If you take all the letters that are grayed out, it spells out the word "the ones who live." That means that my belief is that the chapter that has 2 survivors and the rift attached that's in July, it's going to be a Walking Dead chapter.
Really?
You're lying to me.
No, I am not. I watch.
The thing is, which part of Resident of that will be the game, the series, because they do have different shareholders,
Okay,
right?
so that's why I'm saying that it's the ones who live. Now, the ones who live is basically focused mainly on Rick Grimes and Michonne. So those are our 2 licensed chapters. It's going to be Walking Dead based, but the 2 characters that are going to be focused are Rick Grimes and Michonne. Because you take the letters that's been circled, it spells out the ones who live. And I'll like take some time, I'll show you. As a matter of fact, somebody on Twitter probably already did that for me.
Let's see.
PC Gamer. Yep, right here.
Dude, that's the magic. The ones who
I
leave.
didn't. I did this by myself,
Oh.
but like people on Twitter probably did that faster than me. The ones who live. You take all the letters that are grayed out, put them together. The ones who live. Walking Dead.
Now that's marketing, I'd say.
Now, another thing that I want to point out on the roadmap, because I was like kind of brainstorming ideas and